Level 1. The wanted poster. You're not on the FBI's top lists yet. Your photo is pinned on restricted cybersecurity forums that no ordinary person ever reads. A server breach at a logistics company in a small town in Ohio. You gained access through a vulnerability in the router of a coffee shop right across from their office. Outdoor security cameras caught a silhouette in a jacket, but you forgot about the reflection in the glass of a parked car. Your face made it into the frame. Amateur hour. The FBI opens a case because this is a cybercrime against critical infrastructure. But to them, you're just a number. A single agent is assigned to your case part-time, juggling it alongside 40 other cases he's dragging through. He'll check the databases, run the screenshot through facial recognition software, send a couple of requests to internet service providers, and then he'll switch to something more important. You have about 3 weeks before anyone takes you seriously. Most hackers get caught because they start bragging to a girlfriend, a pen pal, or a random stranger at a bar. You stay silent. You don't spend your stolen bitcoins on expensive clothes. You don't buy a new sports car, and you don't fly off to Miami to celebrate. Your crypto sits in a cold wallet while you go to your regular 9-to-5 job, pretending nothing happened. 6 months pass. The case goes cold. The agent is swamped with fresh cyber attacks. Technically, you're wanted, but nobody is actively looking for you. There's a difference. You could live like this for years if you were smarter. Many people do. Level 2. Regional threat. You breach 3 more major communication hubs. Different districts, the exact same signature, identical digital footprints in the code. Now, it's a system. And systems attract attention. The FBI forms a task force. A small one, just 4 cyber agents, but they are focused exclusively on you. Internal reports call you the Ohio Ghost. The story hits specialized tech media. Your digital profile is published on Twitter. Leads start pouring in, 99% of which are garbage. Paranoids see your trace in every frozen ATM from Texas to Canada. The task force filters through this noise, hunting for that one real thread. And then you make your first serious mistake. You log into your old personal GitHub account without a VPN just to check some old code. For literally 3 seconds. That's enough. The ISP logs the IP address. The FBI still doesn't have your physical address, but they have a point of entry, the Seattle area. They begin to tighten the circle. The suspect list gets shorter every time you go online. You don't know this. You think you're being careful, changing operating systems, wiping logs, never going online from home. But your digital footprint is already accumulating in databases you have no access to. The noose is tightening, and you won't feel it until it snaps shut. Level 3, federal priority. You're moving into the major leagues. Another breach goes sideways. While trying to download data from a defense contractor, you accidentally lock down the life support system of a military hospital. The backup generators kicked in, nobody died, but now you're not just a petty thief. You are a threat to national security. The task force triples in size. Your case gets a dedicated analyst who does nothing but study your timing. What time you write code, what cigarettes you buy with cashless payments, what linguistic patterns you use in logs. People are predictable. We create patterns without even realizing it. The analyst spots your pattern. Your face is now on screens in airports. Cyber Command announces a $50,000 reward. You rise to the top of the FBI's Cyber Most Wanted list. The press gives you a loud name, the cyber terrorist. TV channels run your story every time the stock market dips. You become a real menace. Hundreds of calls hit the hotline. One of them comes from your former landlord. He recognized your old MacBook in an evidence screenshot shown on TV. He remembered how you always blacked out the windows and paid in cash. The FBI storms your former apartment 2 hours after the call. Level 4. The hunt begins. Now they know your name. They know where you grew up, where you studied, who your parents are. Agents interrogate your relatives, former colleagues, classmates. People in suits pay a visit to everyone you ever knew. Your mother cries and swears she hasn't seen you in 3 years. That's the truth. Your father silently points the agents to the door. The FBI freezes all your bank accounts, cards, and crypto wallets they manage to link to you. They monitor your mail, social media, every single SIM card bought in your name. They set up surveillance on your few remaining friends, hoping you'll reach out. You hold your ground and don't write to them, but the loneliness turns into a personal torture chamber. You stay in cheap motels by the highway, pay with cash, and use fake IDs that wouldn't hold up under close scrutiny but satisfy sleepy front desk clerks. You are somewhere in the woods of Oregon, a place where you can get lost among lumberjacks who don't ask questions. You grow a beard, lose a lot of weight from the constant stress, and dye your hair a dark color. You barely look like your old photos, and that saves you, but the cash is running out. You need a new source of income, and fast. You decide to cash out a hidden reserve through a physical crypto ATM in a remote town with a population of 1,000 people. One gas station, one terminal, a place where the chances of FBI agents showing up are zero. They are looking for you in major cities. You bet on that. The operation takes 3 minutes. Your hood is pulled down, sunglasses on your face. You withdraw $5,000 in cash. It's not enough to leave the country, but it's enough for a couple of months of living in the wilderness. You get into your old car before anyone notices a thing. You are already 3 counties away when the local sheriff is just finishing his coffee. But you didn't account for one thing. The gas station updated its terminal last week. A new built-in high-resolution camera captured your retina when you leaned too close to the screen. The data goes straight to a federal server. The match is confirmed in 12 minutes. Intercept protocols are activated instantly. The FBI mobilizes local police and sets up checkpoints within an 80-mile radius. Your burner phone, which you thought was clean, pings a cell tower. They triangulate your movement. The radius shrinks. 40 miles, 20, 10. You drive strictly by the rules, without speeding, confident that everything went smoothly. The first roadblock appears at the exit of Route 101. Red and blue lights flash half a mile ahead. Level 5. Fugitive! You swerve sharply onto a dirt road before they wedge you in. Your heart is pounding in your throat. This isn't a random check. They are waiting specifically for you. The net is closing. You dump the car in the bushes and head on foot deep into the thick Oregon forest. January. The temperature is near freezing. You're wearing a light windbreaker, not meant for spending the night in the wilderness. In your backpack, $5,000, a laptop, a pistol magazine, and half a liter of water. No plan other than to get as far from the road as possible. The forest is dense, ancient spruces, fallen trees. The ground is covered in a sheet of ice. At first you run, but you quickly realize speed is useless if you are disoriented. You slow down. You try to think. The nearest abandoned hunting cabin is 10 miles north. If you make it before dark, you live. But your toes can no longer feel the cold. You survive in the woods for 3 days. At night, the temperature drops below freezing. You build tiny fires from dry twigs and put them out before dawn, terrified that the smoke will be spotted. You ration a chocolate bar, eating just 1 square a day. Your water is frozen. You thaw the ice with your breath, knowing it lowers your internal body temperature, but you have no choice. On the 4th night, you stumble upon a locked tourist campsite. You smash the glass of a small cabin's back door. Inside, it's warm. There's a gas camping stove, canned food, and warm sleeping bags. You stay there for 2 days, licking your wounds, keeping the lights off, trying to dissolve into the darkness. On the 2nd day, a ranger's pickup truck slowly drives past the gates. He stops, looking at the broken window. You slip out through the back door and head back into the thicket. The task force finds your campsite. The tracks in the snow that you tried to brush away are impossible to hide. They unleash the dogs. The German shepherds catch the scent and track you for hours. You hear their barking long before you see the silhouettes between the trees. The barking gets closer, louder. You run as fast as you can through the bushes, branches tearing at your clothes and face. You wade across an icy river, hoping the water will throw off the scent. It doesn't help. The dogs swim across right after you. You are exhausted. Your body is shutting down. A heavy thumping sound echoes overhead. An FBI chopper hovers over the clearing. A thermal imager sees your bright yellow signature through the tree canopy. Ground tactical teams receive your exact coordinates. You have less than 5 minutes left. Trying to leap into a ravine, you twist your ankle. The bone cracks. The pain blinds you. Running is no longer an option. You can't even stand up. First come the hounds, then the handlers, and then a tactical squad in camouflage with laser sights pointed directly at your chest. Someone screams commands through a megaphone. You pull yourself up and raise your hands. The pistol is in your pocket, but you don't touch it. A part of your brain understands. One move, and they will riddle you with bullets. You are still slammed hard, face first into the wet moss. Your hands are secured with plastic zip ties. 3 operators pin you down. The roar of the helicopter drowns out everything around you, the downwash kicking up storms of pine needles and icy dust. Someone reads you your rights, but you can't make out the words over your own raspy breathing. You are caught. A year and a half on the run ends in a muddy ravine in the state of Oregon. The aftermath. In the county jail, they spend the first 3 days just warming you up under IV drips. Your skin is raw, your toes blue from frostbite. A public defender enters the cell, looks at you with pity, and says flat out, "Take the plea deal. If we go to a jury trial, you're getting life." The state prosecutor wants to bury you as deep as possible to show Washington that cyber terrorism is not forgiven in the United States. The trial lasts 3 weeks. You sit in an orange jumpsuit, shackled hand and foot. No one you know is in the courtroom, only journalists typing out updates for Twitter. The judge reads the sentence in a flat, boring voice. 22 years in the maximum security prison ADX Florence. No parole for the first 15 years. As the guards lead you away, you cast one last glance out the window. Out there is the ordinary world. People rushing about their business, parking cars, drinking coffee. The very world you voluntarily gave up for lines of code on a black screen. A DX Florence will greet you with silence. There are no noisy common corridors like in the movies. Your cell is a concrete tomb, 2 by 3 meters. A bed of solid concrete, a matching desk, and a stool. The window is a narrow slit in the ceiling, 10 centimeters wide. You can only see a tiny strip of sky, no contact with other inmates. 23 hours a day in complete isolation. 1 hour is spent exercising in a concrete courtyard where the walls are so high that there is no horizon. You are banned from touching a computer for the rest of your life. Your only access to the outside world is paper books from the prison library, which are checked by a censor who uses a razor blade to cut out any mention of technology. Your hands, which could once bring down the financial system of an entire region, are now learning to sew canvas prison mitts on an old mechanical sewing machine. This is your new ceiling. In 20 years, you will be released. You will be in your 40s. You will have no career, no health, no friends, and no family. And the world will have moved so far ahead that you won't even understand the interface of a basic phone. You will remain a digital ghost, forever locked in an analog world.